It's Deprogram, the podcast where we try to get you into a band. That's right. We have done all the work for you. All you have to do is press play and listen. It's really that simple. And I could go with something simple like I think I love you. I could go something simple like, hey, we're just looking for some peace and quiet. But I think I'll make it even more simple and say today we're talking about Waxahatchee. And this one's another one that has been on the list for a good long time, John. I feel like, I don't know if it was the first round of stuff you put up there, but it was a very early list that you put her up on the board. So talk to me about Waxahatchee and why you feel like we needed to talk about this band.
Yeah, I think it was the second list. I don't think it was on the first one, but yeah, it's been a couple of years, I think. But this one is a lot different than usual for me because I wasn't as familiar with her as a lot of the bands I come on with because it's more of a thing where I had heard the name a bunch of times and I had heard the like critical acclaim and I was like, that's something I want to dig into and like let me put it up on the list and that'll be an excuse to do it. But in the meantime, I'll try to find some time to do it on my own. And like, I just never got a chance to see her. I guess I keep missing it. Like obviously during the COVID years, I wasn't going to a lot of shows, but it was more just a fact where I had just kept hearing the name and would hear like one song here and there and be like, oh, that sounds really good. But this is one for me that I am using it kind of as an excuse to dig in and become more of a fan myself.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely a different one for you because I feel like we were, as we were coming in, I was like, oh, we won't hit John with the regret. There might be some regret on John today, as opposed to normally John's list is steadfast. Now, it's this band sat on the list for a good long time, but this panel came together rather quick. Cord, you jumped in to the Discord relatively recently and said, by the way, I don't know why I haven't signed up for this. I want to do Waxahatchee. So, talk to me about the revelation of why haven't I signed up for this and why you felt like you wanted to come talk about this band today.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think after the last episode I did, I was just kind of looking through what else was on the list, and Waxahatchee like stood out to me because Waxahatchee is an artist where like I know a couple records, but haven't explored. I explored like half the discography basically,
Mm-hmm.
and I like thought about it right after I got done with my last episode, and then for some reason just kind of like forgot to hit anybody up about it. And then the new record came out, and I was like, oh yeah, there's a deprogram panel open for this. I should jump in on that because this record rules. So yeah, I've been listening to Waxahatchee for a pretty long time, but like I said, it's one of those things where I'm pretty spotty on like what albums I've actually dove it into before this. So
you guys are a lot closer to me on this one than usual. Usually the panel is pretty well versed. I mean, again, you guys are going to be further ahead than I am because I didn't know. I knew nothing, as is usually the case. And I was telling Cord just before you jumped on, John, I was like, you listen, you push play on the first record and you're like, oh, okay, I see what this is. And you'll learn pretty early, like, no, that's not it. It's something else. And it takes you to places. I think this is I think this is the place to insert the country conversation we were having, Cord, before we get into song choices. As you go on, like the specifically the last two records, they definitely lean. There is definitely a country thing about those two that I don't mind. And not only do I not mind, I actually quite like. And it's not like it's not even like we did Jason Isbell earlier this year. It's not even that. Like I feel like what he does is more obviously country, what she's doing is marrying that, like, the Nashville country thing to like indie rock vocals in a way that I don't want to say I've never heard before, but I don't know, maybe it's as simple as makes it acceptable to my ear. And Cord and I were talking before, I was wondering, is that a me thing or is this just her presentation of it? I wanted to bounce that off of you real quick, John. And then, we'll get Cord's thoughts on it.
Well, I think Waxahatchee started about 10 years ago, maybe.
Mm.
And around that time, you started to see a big resurgence in like Graham Parsons fandom.
Mm.
And a big collaborator with Graham Parsons was Emmylou Harris. And I knew Emmylou Harris from my dad, who was like a big country fan back in the 70s and 80s. And he was a big fan of hers. And she also kind of had a resurgence around that time in like a younger generation. And like you talk about like Loretta Lynn and Linda Ronstadt and Dolly Parton and people like that, these kind of country female stars from the, early 70s. And I think that she kind of like hit in that time and realized like, I've got the voice for this. I can, and like took that on as an influence with the kind of like, I don't know how much of a punk rock background she has, but like an indie rock background, and you kind of merge those two things. It's kind of like we talked about with Uncle Tupelo. Like, it's not the country you think of with like Zach Bryan and Travis Tritt and Vince Gill and Garth Brooks. It goes back to like and I think she's from Alabama. Like, it goes back to more of like a Hank Williams Sr., like a George Jones, like a Waylon Jennings type of, more of like an outlaw country style, which was like a Johnny Cash thing. It would make more sense. But yeah, I think there's definitely something to that.
What do you think, Cord? Like, we were kind of talking about this a little bit beforehand. Is it our ear, or do you think she just does it really well?
Yeah, for sure. I think there's a little. So I've heard the term "y'alternative" thrown around for this kind of thing. This kind of. I don't know. I feel like she definitely leans into it like way harder in the more recent records. But
Isabel is the torchbearer for that thing.
Yeah. And to your point, John, too, like she does come from a punk rock background. Her and her sister used to be in this really cool like emo band called P.S. Eliot.
Yeah. Okay.
And so like I've like read interviews with her where like she definitely does come from like a punk rock background, but it seems like when she broke off from P.S. Eliot and started doing her own thing, it was like she was kind of coming back into her like southern roots. And it's like, the first couple of records lean way harder into like the indie rock thing with like a little bit of the country, and then it just like she just blends more of it into it in the later records. And I feel like it's just I don't know. And like you said, I feel like you also made a really good point that it harkens back to like more of the classic country that I think a lot more people nowadays have respect for. Everyone's like, I hate stadium country, but like, if you play me Johnny Cash or Willie Nelson, I'm cool with it. And I think that she plays to that really well. Actually, there's like a deluxe edition of St. Cloud that's got a couple bonus tracks on it, one of which is a really awesome Dolly Parton cover.
Ooh.
So like, yeah, she
Patsy Cline too, another name that goes back to like the 60s and stuff. That was a big influence, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
So I guess that takes us in, because this isn't a massive discography. Like, I feel like we put the panel together, John, within moments. It did not take long. You had the big list ready to go. Talk to me about what you went through as you're putting your 20 together for this. Like, as you kind of mentioned already, like you've kind of been ruminating on it for a while now.
Yeah, it was hard. Like, I really like the early stuff, and as I'm going on, I'm putting a lot of stuff on. I'm like, oh, here we go. Like, this is gonna be the classic case of kind of like you said, Justin. Like, I get a feel for this, and then you see it progress and change throughout the records, and you're like, okay, like every album, I've got to reevaluate. Like, okay, what's the what's the sound on this? What do I need from this to make a representation? I think after a couple of passes, I think I had 26, and I kind of looked it up and down and was like, I don't know what to do about this. Like I put just going through those songs, like took a couple hours and listened to the whole thing, and I was like, just I guess I'm just gonna have to do the thing that everybody does, where you just start arbitrarily cutting things for no reason just because you have to, and it's probably gonna come back to bite me. But it was tough. Like there are some songs that I really like that I didn't have room for.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is nice to like hear that from John, because as many episodes as John has done, like it doesn't seem like he's ever sweating. Like it, we occasionally get that you guys are killing me, but like his choices never seem really sweaty. So
Yeah, I mean, usually I've lived in it for
yeah,
decades, but yeah, this one just I mean, don't get used to it. But this one is not like that.
yeah. So Cord, I mean, you were very vocal about how tough this one was for you. Like when you finally get down to it, like what were you looking at? Like what were you trying to pull together to make your 20?
Yeah, honestly, I kind of just like went off feel with a lot of it. Like
Mhm.
I had what sort of, there's like the way that I kind of cheat with the program sometimes is like if I know records already, then a lot of the times I know what songs I want, what songs to keep, just based on like personal preference of like I know these are my favorite songs off this record. So there was like half the list that was easy-ish. And there was even stuff that like initial listen, I was like, man, I don't know if I like this record very much. And then I listened to the list a couple of more times and I'm like, oh man, now I have like 4 or 5 songs from this record that I'm like having trouble letting go. So I think I had 33 on my first pass, and then I got it down to 26, and like those last 6 were like pulling teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I tried to be pretty even with album representation, but a lot of it just kind of went off of like general feel of like, do I like this song better than the others in my list / on this album, and kind of tried to make it even that way.
So I don't want to like be the echo here, but I pretty much approached it the same way. Like I had almost the exact situation that both of you had, where my first pass through, I went a lot on feeling, like, because I liked a lot of the songs. So it's like, well, you can't bring them all through on the first pass. Something has to go on the first pass. Like you can't have a first pass of all the songs. It just doesn't work that way. You will have a bad go of it next time around. So some, even on the first pass, I kind of had to go, yeah, you know what? I like this, but this other one, there was a good handful that like stood out immediately as automatics for my list. We'll see where that lands us in like the grand scheme of things, but like, oh, that's what she sounds like this is where this starts happening, or oh yeah, like sounds and songs that I just latched onto immediately. And then again, like you guys, I think I had it 26, 27, whatever it was, like after my second pass. And you just kind of let go. You have to just let go. And like as I was going through, when Cord first jumped on, I was listening to my list, and there was songs I was like, yeah, I don't have that one. When one of the guys has it, I'll tip my hat. I'll be like, yeah, you're right. Like it's gonna be a lot of that, a lot of oof, close cuts, and a lot of, man, I don't know why I didn't have that one. I love that, but I feel like that's it. This one could either go one of two ways: brutal bloodbath of like 1 or 2, or oh my god, we somehow found each other on 8. So I guess
Yeah,
that takes us to the next level of the conversation. Based on everything we've said so far, John, how many do you think we're going to get through unanimously?
I think I'm gonna say 2. I don't think there's a lot there.
Yeah, and it sucks because there's going to be so many great songs that are going to end up in the bin. Is what I worry about. What do you think, Cord?
I'm gonna try to be a little bit more optimistic, and I think I'm gonna say 4.
4? Okay. All right. It's funny that 4 feels optimistic. Like,
Yeah.
well, I can split you guys, or I can do the thing where, because I've won it way too many times this year, I can do the thing and go, like, way overshoot you guys. And take the chance. I'm gonna way overshoot you guys. I don't think this will happen, but if I do, then I will look like a genius. Number 1, and number 2, that means we did something right. I'm gonna go with 8.
Damn.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's likely, but you know, I don't want to win. I've won way too many times this year. It seems like it's rigged. So we don't rig things around these parts. All right, we're gonna take a quick pause. And when we come back, we won't play the game. It's the program.
Refreshing wild cherry cola meets smooth cream. The treat you deserve. Pepsi Wild Cherry and Cream. Treat yourself.
Marvel Television's Wonder Man, an 8-episode series, now streaming on Disney+.
A superhero remake, not exactly what we'd expect from an Oscar-winning director.
Action! Simon Williams, audition for Wonder Man.
I'm gonna need you to sign this, assuming you don't have superpowers.
I'll never work again if anyone found out.
My lips are sealed.
Marvel Television's Wonder Man. All 8 episodes now streaming, only on Disney+.
And with that, the name of the game is Deprogrammed. The 3 of us have come through the Waxahatchee discography and plucked out 20 songs that we are now going to mash together in an attempt to create a top 10 starter kit for you, in case you have never given Waxahatchee the time of day. And look, I got to start here. This may not be my favorite song on my list. This may not be, a number 1. It may not even make the list. Like you guys, this song may have passed you guys by. But this was the moment I knew I was in for it. This was the moment I knew that this was going to be way different than I thought it was. And it completely changed my perception of the artist and what I thought could be possible with this artist. Hollow Bedroom.
Got it.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Word.
Hey.
Nice. No, like that's so for those who don't know, that's the leadoff song on Cerulean Salt. And we'll talk about like the first record, as we get to songs from it and stuff. But like the leap from the first record to this song on Cerulean Salt is, I don't want to say night and day, but it does that. It completely changes what you think is about to happen. And I locked in, like right from then on, I was like wholly all in on this artist.
Heck yeah.
All right. Wow. I don't know how to take that. I mean, obviously we take the unanimouses when we get them, but did I?
Yeah, that one definitely jumped out. I think I was there too because I really liked the first one, and then it was like you can see the progression and the growth to the second record, and it's like, okay, you can see why this has been so critically acclaimed and why so many people, like, once they hear her, they're immediately in. Like, you can tell there's something there.
Absolutely. All right, John.
All right, I'm gonna try to be a chaos agent on this thing. I'm just gonna throw darts at my list. I'm not gonna go any rhyme or reason to this. So how about let's go to the end. How about Crowbar?
I did not have that one.
Me neither. I mean, I'd like to explain it to you, but can't. So.
All right, Cord.
I'm gonna go with the first song that I heard by Waxahatchee and the one that started it for me. And I'm gonna go Catfish.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
We'll take the 2. We'll take the 2. We'll take the 2. Okay. All right, let's try some St. Cloud, shall we? How about Ruby Falls?
Nah, I didn't have that one.
Yes.
Hey. All right. Again, we will take the 2. All right. John.
All right. How about Singer's No Star?
Yeah.
Oh man, I thought I had that one. That must have been like one of my last cuts.
Ooh.
All right. Singer's No Star 2. I also forgot to mark my Ruby Falls as 2.
There it is, my first regret already.
First of many, I'm sure. All right.
Now
Cool.
it's an episode of the program.
That's
Now we
right.
can get going.
Yep. that first time somebody goes, oh. All right. Cord?
I'm gonna go. How about La Luz?
Nope.
No.
I knew that one was gonna be a weird one. It's a weird song, but I love it.
Sometimes I push the wrong button. Control F is what I want. There it is. Chord. All right. So John already mentioned Chaos Agent. Like there really is. I feel like there is no rhyme or reason. There is no gameplay here. I can't really find where to kind of. Maybe we'll go into the middle here. How about Under a Rock?
Nope.
No.
Oh, yeah. All right. John?
All right. Well, Justin, you're known as a first track guy, and I tend to go the other way as a last track person. If you have a good last track, that's gonna stick with me. And got a few of them, but let's go with Nakalula.
Nope.
No.
I will say Waxahatchee is kind of the queen of closing tracks.
Sure, they're all really good.
I was just listening to one before we came on. I was like, oh.
It's not the last one on my list.
All right. Chord?
Okay, well, if we're gonna go closing tracks, I'll throw one in. How about the title track, St. Cloud?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, man.
I think that was 21 or 22.
Yeah.
That one hurts me.
Yeah.
I don't know where, I don't know when, and I don't know why.
See, now we're pulling for OTP.
Yeah. I mean,
Because I'd be okay with bringing that back.
Yeah. Let's see. I already tried there. How about Never Been Wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Nice.
There we go. Sitting firmly at John's 2, so it can only go up from here. Let me cue that up. Or don't. That's fine. There we go. Why do I do this to myself? All right. John.
All right. How about Arkadelphia?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I can't wait to get, pushed over to... Because that one I do recall being like 23, 22, like so late in the cuts. And, bears repeating. No real reason for cutting it, just kind of had to.
It might have come down to that or St. Cloud for me.
Yeah.
All right, Cord?
How about... I'm going to go to Tiger's Blood. How about Bored?
That's a great one. No. When you guys are bringing ones up, I'm trying to remember where they dropped out. Because, I very vividly remember the songs. I just don't know. I'll stay with you, though. I'll try a Tiger's Blood. How about Evil Spawn?
Nope.
For the record, that is one of the answers that I got when I asked the audience.
Oh, cool.
So,
cool.
And I did get a surprisingly good amount of response. Although one person did say the entirety of St. Cloud. Not that they're wrong. It doesn't help the conversation.
Yeah.
All right, John?
All right. Let's go with another closing track. How about You're Damaged?
Fuck me.
Yes, I have that one.
Oh, thank God.
All right, good.
That's the one I was talking about that I was listening to just before everybody came on.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, that's good. Fuck.
Yeah, that might have been my favorite one.
Heck yeah.
All right, Cord?
I'm gonna throw out gosh, like you said, there's no rhyme or reason. I don't know where to go. I'm just gonna say Recite Remorse.
Nope.
No.
Man, I'm on a losing streak.
Yeah.
Boom. All right. I'd feel better if I knew what to play next. Well, how about the title track from Tiger's Blood? Tiger's Blood.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
there we go.
Speaking of absolute banger closer tracks.
Mm-hmm. Just like that. Poor John. I mean, you've won a couple. But...
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm more sad about we're one closer to being out of NTP.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we had to know, there's going to be a lot of great tunes that we're going to hit the bin. So, to Cord's point, talk about banger closer tracks. This is, obviously, I hope she'll be writing more records. But, this is the closer of the closers. This is the last song you hear. And, when I'm doing this, a lot of times when I get to this point in the discog, I'm kind of, not worn out, but I am kind of, not expecting to grab any more tracks. And I feel like, okay, I'm done. And this one starts.
Yeah, I mean, the bar goes up, right? It's got to be better to knock out what's already on your list as you go on, and this one does, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, boom, Tiger's Blood is in. All right, John.
All right, let's go. We just went to the end. Let's go back to the beginning. How about Rose 1956?
No.
Unfortunately, no.
No rhyme, no reason, no record of when. So, all right, Cord?
I'll stay with you on the first record and I'll throw out the title track, American Weekend.
No.
No.
There it is. We are going to cover so much of this. All right. Well, I mean, we're there. I might as well try out one of mine from that record from American Weekend. I Think I Love You.
That was a late cut, I think.
Yeah, I can't save you.
I had a feeling that first record was going to be this. We were going to be kind of divided on it.
Yeah.
All right. John?
All right, how about Misery over Dispute?
Fuck me.
Nope.
Oh, now I'm really sad about it.
Yeah.
I was hoping you were going to save me there. Again, that one came on, obviously, just before we were coming on, like a little while. I was like, fuck. Don't know where I dropped it. I just know that I did. All right, Cord?
I'm gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can find y'all here. How about Can't Do Much?
Fuck. No.
Nope.
Damn.
That's 5 in a row in the trash.
Yeah. 5 in a row of me going fuck too, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
all right. How about Poison?
Nope.
6 in a row.
Wow. All right. John?
How about Fire?
Fuck. Nope.
Fuck.
7 in a row.
I will point out that that is another specific answer we got, aside from the person who said all of St. Cloud.
Yeah.
Someone specifically said Fire. All right. Cord, we got to get out of this somehow.
Yeah. What about Blue Part 2?
Nope.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes.
Save you on that one.
Good.
The streak ends.
And so does the hope for NTP.
No, I think that's still only 9, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm looking at, because it says 9, but it actually starts on line 2. So, yes, we're at 9. All right. All right, I keep passing this one by. How about Oxbow?
Nope.
No.
That's another one that actually got answered specifically. So, all right, John?
About Luminary Blake.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, no. We're going right back to it.
Yeah.
If this keeps up, we may have to jump to dump out here in another couple rounds.
Yeah.
All right, Cord?
How about Lilacs?
No.
No.
Ouch.
All right, if we don't get a 2 in this round, we're dumping out after.
All right.
No.
Okay. How about Hear You?
Nope.
Nope.
Woof.
Ugh,
All right, John?
brutal. All right, I got 5 left. How about Lone Star Lake?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Oh,
Good.
All right, we got another one into the conversation, and now in TP, she's a gown.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, Cord.
How about Gray Hair?
No.
No.
There's too many ones on my screen.
Way too many. But, again, like, some people will view that, I mean, it doesn't make for this part of the conversation very fun, but it really does show different ears are going to find different things about this artist. So,
Yeah. I think it also just speaks to the vast breadth of like what Waxahatchee can do.
So I think one way or the other, we're going to call this round coming up our last round and dump out after that, whether we get twos or not. Because I don't feel good about finding you guys. I haven't done it much yet. So, how about Half Moon?
Nope.
Nope.
There we go. John?
Well, yeah, I mean, I want to quickly touch on what you guys were talking about. Like, to the Waxahatchee fans out there, like, you should take this as a compliment. Like, it just shows the depth of the catalog, and like, each album is like strong in its own way. I mean, we were having a hard time finding each other, but that just means that we all think that all different songs are great. Like, if you come in here sometimes and it's super easy, that means, a lot of times Justin, you'd be like, oh, the cream rises to the top. Like, that's a sign that an artist that doesn't have much depth, like there's the singles and then there's the filler tracks. Like, Waxahatchee doesn't have filler tracks. Like, this whole catalog is very deep, 1 through 87 or whatever it was that we did.
Mm-hmm.
So don't take this as an insult, take it as a compliment. With that said, I'm going to choose Bonfire.
I feel like
Nope.
we're setting a bonfire.
Yeah.
All right. Cord?
Okay. I think, I guess for my last play, I will throw out Bathtub.
Nope.
Nope.
All right. Boom and Boom. I think I have like 5 left, I think. So
I've got 4.
Okay. So there's a chance that we kind of get another 1 or 2, but there's also a chance that we're done already. All right. I'll start at the top here. Lips and Limbs.
Nope.
Nope.
All right. Brother Brian.
Nope. That was
that
a late cut.
Yeah, one of the last ones.
All right. Peace and Quiet.
Nope.
No.
All right. Silver.
Nah.
Nope.
Wow. No Question.
Nope.
Yes.
Hey.
Ooh, okay.
All right. That means we have officially
All right.
discussion to make on the next round. All right. And only 2 left. Yeah. Chapel of Pines.
Nope.
Nope.
And last but not least, Hell.
No.
Nope.
All right. So that leaves us at 3, which means none of us get the final say. So it's a conversation to the very end, no matter what happens here between you guys. All right. So you've got 2 left, John?
Correct.
All right. What do you got?
I have Swan Dive
Nope.
and Crimes of the Heart.
Yes.
Hey.
Cool.
Crimes of the Heart. That means we've got a couple cuts we're going to end up having to make. Crimes of the Heart. John and Cord. Let me shuffle this, and then we will get Cord's last couple here. I think it's 3, right?
Yeah, I had the last 3 that I had left were from Ivy Trip, I had Air. From Out in the Storm, I had Fade. And then from Tiger's Blood, I had 3 Sisters.
Yeah. I mean, I know for a fact 3 Sisters was on my list at some point. I don't know where. Again, like I got to Tiger's Blood thinking, well, it's got to be over now, right? And boy, was I wrong.
Yeah, Out in the Storm was tough for me. I didn't connect with that one as much as some of the other ones.
Yeah. Comparatively. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So 3 in unanimously. Hollow Bedroom, Never Been Wrong, and Tiger's Blood. Not a bad start here. And what do we got here? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that we need to cut down to 7. Here, I'm going to Cord try to do it discreetly, and I'm just calling it out on Mike because that's what I do. copy link. I'm sending Cord a Google thing here. Here, I'll put it in the show chat. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. And done. And pop it here as well. V.
Aha. There we go.
There we go. All right. So again, 9 that we need to get down to a 7. And so we need to make 2 cuts. So we've got Catfish, Ruby Falls, Singer's No Star, Arkadelphia, You're Damaged, Blue Part 2, Lone Star Lake, No Question, Crimes of the Heart. None of these feel like absolutely that one should hit the floor. I guess depending on what the criteria is. What do you think going from here? Because that's 12 strong songs, John. Like what do you think we're looking at to drop?
I don't know, man. I mean, you look at what we have, like Tiger's Blood, Never Been Wrong, Hollow Bedroom. Like, from what I remember, that's covering at least a couple of the different things that she does. And I think I'm gonna sidestep your question and go back to what I wanted to do, which was pick my 2 favorites. I think Catfish and You're Damaged. I would choose to go in right away.
I'll tell you this, like, I mean, unless you're hesitant on Your Damaged, Cord, I was listening to that one before we went on and was just crushed that I didn't have it. So
yeah, no, I'm totally cool with letting those ones in for sure.
All right. So, and then Catfish kind of covers a sound from the first record.
Right.
So,
Right.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. Let's get those 2 in. So, we'll pass the buck on to Cord then. Is there something kind of sitting here that you're like, I mean, I don't think this exists, but is there something that's kind of, you've played well, you can go home now?
Trying to look at so I think my gut is saying, obviously I want to go with something that I picked. I'm not trying to kick out anybody else's stuff. And what I'm thinking is, I think that You're Damaged and Crimes of the Heart kind of strike a similar thing.
Okay.
And so I think if we let go Crimes of the Heart, I wouldn't be mad about it.
Okay.
It's a great song, but
Okay.
I mean, something eventually is going to have to go, and somebody's feelings are going to be hurt. So
yeah.
Here's something I'm noticing looking at the list. John, you were in on all 12 of these.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know that that's necessarily a first, but it's definitely the first time I've noticed.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, is there anything really kind of jumping out none of them are obvious outs, but is there a sound that's kind of repeated, do you think, that maybe we can put something up against each other?
I don't know about that, but I think Lone Star Lake was further down on my list than some of the other ones. So if you're twisting my arm, then I'm gonna just pick that one and then go run and go hide in a corner. But yeah, that would be maybe the one. But yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at this, like, I think Ruby Falls is really strong. Singer's No Star is really strong. Blue Part 2 I really liked. That was pretty high on my list. Like, yeah, I don't know. Lone Star Lake, if I'm just going as far as, like, if I was ranking them, Lone Star Lake might have been the 16th or 17th one, and all the other ones were higher than that.
So, I mean, Tiger's Blood is the newest record, right? And we nailed the title track unanimously. And again, like this is just rationalizing your take here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
should we get 2 from that one? Like yeah.
So I mean,
Album representation is a whole other thing I didn't even think about.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's, I mean, what do we already have covered here? We have American Weekend 1, Cerulean Salt 2, Out in the Storm 1, Tiger's Blood 1. We've technically got nothing from St. Cloud yet, but I think judging
There will be.
I'm thinking
I'm pulling hard for Arkadelphia.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like Ruby Falls and Arkadelphia probably at this point should be in. I don't think
Those are safe, yeah.
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 So I mean, unless there's any hesitation, let's grab those. Right?
Yeah.
And then I guess like the only other thing that we haven't covered is Great Thunder, which is Singers No Star.
I would be down to keep that one.
All right. So
That was one I had regrets
Yeah.
about cutting.
what does that bring us to? 8?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, I think your initial take is going to end up being right, because I mean, now we're pitting Blue Part 2, Lone Star Lake, and No Question. Okay, yeah, I guess that's the pick 2 of those, John.
Ugh. See, now I'm like second guessing myself. And I kind of want to do Blue Part 2 and Lone Star Lake.
All right. Same question to you, Cord. Pick 2 of these. Blue Part 2, Lone Star Lake, No Question.
You know, I think I agree with John. Yeah, I think Blue Part 2 and Lone Star Lake, like, Lone Star Lake wasn't on my list, but it is a song that I really like off of Tiger's Blood. So, like, let's do it.
All right, yeah. So, I mean, that leaves No Question out, because I will just agree with you guys, because you both had Blue Part 2. No matter what I say, your votes for Blue Part 2 outweigh whatever I would say anyway. So, that gets us to 10, which brings us, let me run this down, and then we can, wreck our brains over which one's won. Hollow Bedroom, Never Been Wrong, Tiger's Blood, Catfish, You're Damaged, Ruby Falls, Arkadelphia, Singers No Star, Blue Part 2, and Lone Star Lake. John, of those 10, which one's the one?
Yeah, I'm 50-50 split between Hollow Bedroom and You're Damaged.
Man.
What do you think, Cord?
I'm 50-50 split between Hollow Bedroom and Tiger's Blood.
Ooh, I like that. It sounds like it's got to be Hollow Bedroom, though, because I had Hollow Bedroom on my list, too. So, and, I already explained, why I loved it so much, but, like, it really is the point that I locked in on what she's doing. And if we directed people there and go, here's the starting point, now listen to the rest of these other 9 songs, I think we're setting her up for success and turning people into Waxahatchee fans. I think, which is the point.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, let's lock that in as our number 1. And let me get. Maybe I should click on Spotify. That would probably help. And then we will get Hollow Bedroom going underneath us. There we go. And then I'll run this down one last go. Hollow Bedroom is our number 1. Never Been Wrong, Tiger's Blood, Catfish, You're Damaged, Ruby Falls, Arkadelphia, Singers No Star, Blue Part 2, and Lone Star Lake round out our 10. Hot damn. And let's let Hollow Bedroom get a moment in the sun.
We remain connected as you're reading out loud. Mirror in a staggered youth, flowered with nerves and shadows and truth.
It's such great connective tissue, because it really does, it does feel like just kind of, I hate to use the term grown-up version of what she was doing on American Weekend, but it does feel like that's where she's headed. Right?
Yeah.
But that's not what it is. And then cerulean salt is not that definitively. So like it is like this great connective tissue between where she starts and where she's going. So I think we've done well, gents.
Yeah.
We have done it. We have turned you on to Waxahatchee. You're very welcome for that. If you'd like to argue about it, I mean, I'd prefer you not argue about it. You know, maybe you have opinions. That's fine. You can do so by joining our Discord, the Legion of Stupid Discord, which you can, I don't know if you can actually just search for servers. I think you can. But you can do that. There is a link on the Legion of Stupid website. You can click that and it'll take you right to it. Or you can get access to special channels by pledging to the Patreon, patreon.com/ohijustin. As mentioned, there's special channels in the Discord that you get access to. You get deprogrammed before the rest of the world. You'll get the conversation we're about to have, the after the fact conversation, and you'll get semi-daily Oh Hi Justin podcast episodes. I've just started doing them again. We'll see how long it lasts. I can't promise anything. I'm doing the best I can, people. But that and more by going to patreon.com/ohijustin. $1 a month gets you in the door. We talked about the Discord. Join there. That's where these episodes happen. It's the best way to jump in on other panels, other music conversations. You can find the Deprogram channel, and there is a specific thread finding panelists where you can go, hey, this is a band I'd like to talk about, and maybe you find people that want to talk about it with you. What else? legionstupid.com we mentioned. There's a sign-up sheet there. We mentioned if you want to sign up for some bands. Maybe you missed your chance to talk with Waxahatchee, but there's another band that you want to talk about. If it's a band we haven't done, we'll put it on the list and try to find a panel for you, and it might happen fast. You never know. What else is there? On Legion of Stupid, you can listen to the pod. We're also on all podcast platforms because we're a podcast. On Spotify, if you give us 5 stars and answer the Q&A, which is generally speaking what you think is considered essential band X. So in this case, Waxahatchee. It does help the algorithm. It does help people find the show better. I don't know what it is that's helping people find the show on Apple Podcasts, but that's where most of you are listening. So I appreciate that. If you could give us a 5-star rating and review, I would appreciate that a great deal. I think that covers everything. So Waxahatchee, learn them and love them, people. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.